Yeah, BINO Nation, what's good? What's going on, everybody? Make sure y'all BINO Nation hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App and support the show. All of that good stuff. Put the BINO Shields in the chat. Put the BINO Shields in the chat. About to get into it round noontime. You feel me? About to get into this shit around noontime. Y'all already know how we do. We got in the building. Who we got in the building? Who we got in the building? I was going to do a stream outside today, fellas, ladies. But it was so damn hot out there. I said, there's no freaking way that I'm going to sit my ass in that heat. Started to give you guys a show early this morning, around 8 o'clock. That's when I should have did it, even though it was starting to get hot around that time. That's the one thing I can't stand. I can't stand when we get all the way into the full swing of summer. There's two occasions that make it really difficult for me to stream outside, which is when we're in the heart of the summer and the heart of the winter. Like it'll be too freaking cold to sit outside. Then it'll be too freaking hot to sit outside, all of that good shit. But we got a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about today. So I need you guys to hit the like button, get the likes up. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, I don't know what you're waiting on. And I don't know why you haven't clicked the bell. I just don't know. I don't know. But all you have to do is click the bell after you subscribe, enable all notifications, all of that good stuff. Then you'll be able to kick it with us and hang out with us whenever we go live. But we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about The View and how Joy Behar basically slipped up and alluded to the fact that they might be going away. Now, of course, I'm going to go on a complete rant about this because this what's the word for it? This surprising event lines up with everything that I've been talking about, everything that I've been complaining about for a while now, which is, this woke culture, this new age crap, all of this punctified, sissified bullshit that we constantly have to keep dealing with. And it's annoying, to say the very least. It's annoying, to say the very least. So, to everybody that's in here, and we're going to discuss a couple of other things, too. We got to talk about the new Fantastic Four movie that just came out. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to talk about some of the reviews I've seen. And we got to talk about the Superman movie basically losing $400 million. all of this is all connected. All of it is connected. I'm so sick of this new age shit. Y'all have absolutely no idea. So 9 times out of 10 today, you're probably gonna get an epic rant about this. Yeah, it's gonna be legendary. You feel what I'm saying? But you guys will be hanging out with me for the duration, and y'all know how I do. I'm gonna talk my smack. I'm gonna rant about some shit, and there's no telling where we're gonna go. There's no telling where we're gonna go with it. And I just now noticed my damn camera has been moved. There we go. So, we're going to start off with the main topic. Who knows where we're going to go after that? Wherever we go, it's going to be awesome. Y'all know what it is, man. Salute to the whole BINO Nation. Let's get into it. Back in the stew yet again.
You're now tuned in.
You are now tuned into
the realest show on YouTube with your host, the Angryman.
Shout out to everybody in the building. We back at it yet again. Y'all already know what time it is. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button as you come in. Make sure you hit the Cash App and support the show. Anybody that drops 100 or more will be a sponsor of the show.
That's that BINO energy.
And we definitely need some sponsors. So make sure you guys are sponsoring the show. Y'all already know how we do. I want to pull up the video clip of Joy Behar. Basically, saying that they, she kind of slipped up and said it. We gonna see if we can find it real quick. Should have already had it queued up, but it is what it is. Let's see. Here we go, right here. Right here. Let's pull this up so you guys can check it out. Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. Better stop playing with me. Now, all of a sudden, my whatchamacallit don't want to work. Unable to connect. Why is that? Why is that? That's ridiculous. Let's see.
And before we go,
we'll just pull it up this way, right? So I'm not going to show the view because I'm pretty sure those old crows can be petty when they want to be. So I'm not going to show it for, for copyright reasons or whatever. But I am going to play the sound. I want y'all to listen to this, listen to what she said, and then we're going to dive into it.
And before we go on hiatus, we only have one more show after this. I'm allowed to say that, right?
Too late now.
So, she said, before we go on hiatus, right? We only got one more show after this. I'm allowed to say that, right? Now, I'm going to be completely honest. That message is kind of cryptic because a hiatus means you're going to be gone for a while, but you're coming back. So when she said hiatus, I didn't really get too excited. But then when she said, we got one more show or we got one more show, and then she said, I'm allowed to say that, right? That's what makes me feel like it's going to be longer than a hiatus. When she said, I'm allowed to say that, right? Now, we can only pray. We can only pray that this raggedy ass show of trifling, annoying, crowing cluckheads will finally be off the air. God only knows I'm sick of the clips. I'm sick of all of them. If you really want to be honest. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. Women like that is the reason I never wanted to go to college, is the reason why I never wanted to be part of certain organizations. It's hard to describe, right? It's hard to describe, but here in American society, there is a certain brand of woman, right? It's a certain brand of woman, right? And it's hard to describe the type of woman I'm talking about, but every one of you in here would know the type of woman the moment you're in her presence, right? I'm going to try my best to describe it. So it's a woman that is definitely feminist, definitely a feminist, but not a feminist in the sense of, oh, I just want equal rights and I just want to be treated with dignity and respect. Not that type of feminist, right? The type of feminist that knows the world caters to women, but pretends like it doesn't, so that they can really push that victim card to the max. You know, the type of woman that has at least 2 stories of some dude being inappropriate with them sexually, whether it's true or not, right? The type of woman where if you first met her and you started dating her, and after you've been dating for a couple of weeks or whatever, you get into a small disagreement and she tries to walk away, and you might grab her by the wrist to keep her from walking away, and she turns around like, oh my God, did you just put your hands on me? I'm calling the police. That type of chick. You know what I'm talking about? Do you I mean, just overly dramatic, like the type of woman that when an instance like that, like something happens when you first meet that type of woman, where you say to yourself, holy shit, I really fucked up when I started talking to this chick. That type of chick. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's toxic feminism that meets extreme entitlement with an underlying hatred for men that always displays itself, because even though they obviously hate men, they refuse to abstain from dealing with men. It's almost like they only deal with men because they know they have the propensity to make men miserable. So it's almost like their vengeance against men for being men by dating men, because they hate the fact that men have been the leaders of the world since time immemorial. That type of shit. I promise you, every one of those women on The View, with the exception of Whoopi Goldberg, right, has that mentality. Now, some of you might say, well, why is Whoopi Goldberg the exception? Because Whoopi Goldberg's not pretty enough to be entitled. Like, her trying to behave in an entitled way wouldn't even come off right. It wouldn't, you wouldn't believe it. No one, if she tried to exert any type of entitlement or tried to have any type of entitled attitude, everyone around her would laugh. Like they would think it's funny. You feel what I'm saying? And keep in mind, I'm not saying that Joy Behar is attractive, right? I'm not saying that she's attractive, but she still has the ability to exert entitlement because she's a white woman. You feel me? So, which, you know, I suspect that's another reason why the American B-dubs dislike Becky's, because even a non-attractive Becky still has a level of entitlement. You feel what I'm saying? They still operate under entitlement or whatever, right? So, and Whoopi Goldberg, like, before y'all get upset, you know what I'm saying? Like, Whoopi Goldberg is a very interesting character. And the reason why I say that Whoopi Goldberg is an interesting character is because she's right there in the middle. Right? She's right there in the middle. You feel what I'm saying? I guess that's the best way to describe it. Like, when it comes to unattractive women, right? There are women that are so unattractive that you feel bad for them. Like, you genuinely, you know, the type of women that if an old church lady saw them, they would say, "Oh, bless your heart." Like that type of ugliness, right? Whoopi doesn't, she's not that. She's not to the level where you feel bad for her, right? But she's also not at the unattractive level where it's like you can ignore it. You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, there's some women that are unattractive, but they're right there at the edge. They're right there at she's all right to she's unattractive. Like, they're right there in the middle, but they got some other quality that gives them, like, that gives you the excuse to overlook the unattractiveness. Like they got a big booty, or they got a banging body, or something like that. So she's not, so on the unattractive scale, right? You've got the women that are unattractive, but they have other qualities that will make you overlook the unattractiveness, right? Like, for instance, like, you look at Sukiyana. Sukiyana's not really that attractive, right? But she's got a couple other little qualities that'll make dudes overlook it, right? So you got that right there. Then you got the other end of the spectrum where it's so unattractive, like Gabby Cedarby, where you don't even want to talk about her because it's just not fair, right? When you look at those two ends of the unattractive spectrum, Whoopi's right there in the middle. She's like right there in the middle. Like, there's no qualities that would make you overlook it. But then at the same time, she's not so bad that you feel bad for her. It's just like, she's just there. You feel what I'm saying? She's just there. You feel me? So it's like, like, you're indifferent. You're indifferent about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? You feel what I'm saying? But to get back to the point that I was trying to make, right? To get back to the point that I was trying to make. And why didn't the what you call it pop up? Okay. It didn't pop up there, but we got it right here. Shout out to Lotus Flower, said love and support. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Lotus Flower.
Here we go again. $100 boss up. Going down. Stack up and match up.
But getting back to my point, the type of woman that I'm talking about before, the previous type, the type that is super feminist, extremely egregious towards men, Those type of women have ruined our society. Flat out. Those are that's the whole reason the View exists. You realize that, right? You realize that, right? And what's really bad about it is our institutions of higher learning, they churn out those type of women. Like if you've ever asked yourself, why is it black men only want to date Keisha? Why is it black men only want to date chicks from the hood? So like a black man will date a chick from the hood, and then, you know, later on when the shit goes south, because it's inevitably going to go south, people will be like, well, why'd you pick that type of woman? Why you messing with chicks from the projects? Why you messing with chicks from the hood? Because we're trying to avoid that type of woman that colleges produce. If you really want the truth, like nobody else is going to say this shit, but I'll say it. The reason why dudes in the black community will date the Sexy Reds, the Sukianas, the Glorillas, the super ratchet ghetto chicks is because we're trying to avoid the Joy Behars, what's the other chick's name? The Sunny Hostins, the shit, the Candace Owens. Because I be seeing some of you dudes on here talking about some, you find Candace attractive. Bro, Candace would ruin your life. She would ruin your life. A chick like that, let me tell you something I know for certain if I don't know nothing else in this world. When you come across a chick that has that archetype, she's super slim, like I'm talking Tandy Newton slim, Zoe Saldana slim, chocolate, and talks like a valley girl, she will ruin your life. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I'm so serious. The only type of dudes that can date that archetype and not have problems is white guys. She'll ruin a brother's life. You hear me? She'll ruin a brother's life. Like I'm just keeping it all the way funky with you. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah. That's the reason why The View exists. Okay? The reason why The View exists is because that type of woman, that type of archetype, like, I'll give you a prime example. Those type of women, when they get older, they become Karens. I'm going to say it again. Those type of women, when they get older, they become Karens. Okay? Those are the type of women that watch The View. Those are the type of women that watch The View. And again, I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say this again because it's just the truth. That particular archetype of woman has ruined our society. Period. Point blank, period. Like, let me tell you something. I can't watch The View. I can only watch clips of it. You feel me? And the reason why I can't watch The View is because parking me in front of the TV with The View on is like, it's like if you went and found Doc Brown and hopped into DeLorean and went back in time and got a dude from the 1920s and brought the dude here to the modern day and parked him in front of the TV to watch The View. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot be around those type of women. I can't. Like the not the sound of their voice. And keep in mind, there are women that operate like that are attractive. Like, we look at Sunny Hostin. Sunny Hostin's an attractive woman, right? Now, granted, her personality and all of her BS takes away from it, but you know, she's still an attractive woman nevertheless. Shout out to Burnell in the building. Appreciate you, broski.
Here we go again. $100 boss up. Going down. Stack up and match up. Here we go again. $100 boss up. Going down. Stack up and match up.
I can't. Look. It's just like the other day when we was looking at the clip of we were looking at the clip of what's my man's name? Damn, what's my man's name? I'm so horrible with names, y'all. I be forgetting. The names be right on the tip of my tongue, and then I forget the names. Jason Whitlock. It's just like the other day we was talking about Jason Whitlock and laughing about him talking about peanut butter skin. And he said he know himself. He said, I can't, he was like, he can't be around no woman with them jugs like that in that peanut butter skin because he know he gonna mess around and make a fool of himself or say something stupid, right? It's the same way with me and that type of woman. And bro, I'm gonna tell you the truth. There have been times I've been on panels and there might be a woman up there and she'll say something that triggers like a red flag in my brain. And I'll be like, and if you've ever, I don't know if any of you have ever witnessed it, but if you've ever seen me on a panel and that type of woman starts talking, if you notice, I won't even talk to that type of woman. I won't even address that type of woman. And the reason why is because they're venomous. They are venomous. They're like vipers. You feel what I'm saying? And see, the biggest problem with that type of woman is she has a full understanding of how the society works. And I mean how it really works. In other words, she's in full understanding that this society currently hates men and always views men as the aggressors and always deems men to be guilty until proven innocent. And she also understands that no matter what the circumstances is, she will always be the victim and she will always be presumed innocent until guilty. Prime example is the chick that was dating Johnny Depp. When she sat there not knowing she was recorded and told him, who's gonna believe you? That type of chick. The type of chick that understands fully how our society works, and then she weaponizes that shit. She weaponizes her womanhood against you as a man, while simultaneously pretending like she doesn't have any power. Those are the type of women that have ruined our society, and they're dangerous. They're extremely dangerous. Because all it takes is for them to say one thing to ruin your life. That's all it takes. You don't got to actually do anything. All they have to do, bro, you could be in a room with a woman like that, right? And you don't even got to be in the room by yourself with her. It could be a room full of people. And you could be standing over there to the side talking to her, and everybody just happens to be looking the other way. And because everybody's looking the other way, she could be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just did that." You'd be like, "What? What are you talking about?" Everybody in that room is going to immediately think you did something to her. Everybody in that room is going to immediately think that you did something to her. And the more you try to defend yourself and explain that nothing happened, it just makes you look more guilty. It just makes you look more guilty. Truth be told, like, yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but the best thing for you to do in a circumstance like that is just to walk smooth off. Like, just walk away like you didn't hear nobody say nothing. Because the more you stand there trying to explain, trying to rationalize what just happened, right? The worse it's gonna be. You feel what I'm saying? They're gonna pretend like you did this and you did that, and it's just gonna get worse for you, right? So that's what we're dealing with when we're looking at a show like The View. That's the type of women that watch that show, right? That show. They come up there on a regular basis and they paint Donald Trump and men in general. They paint Donald Trump and men in general as just the worst thing on planet Earth. And the women that watch that show, they just soak it all up. And this is why I pray to God. I pray to God that show got canceled. I pray to God that show got canceled. If that show got canceled, it is the best thing to happen to this society in a long damn time. Like, real talk, because this, I don't even think y'all understand. I don't, like, let me put it this way. In fact, I'm going to break it down for you guys in a second. Let me read some of these. Shout out to Stan Manson. Appreciate you. Shout out to Aunt T in the building. He said, salute AM. Shout out to Malike. He said, AM, is it me or does Whoopi look more LGBTQ as she has become older? Yeah. Shout out to Frederick. Appreciate you. Shout out to Dat, I guess. Appreciate you. Let's see. Shout out to Malika from earlier today. Shout out to Darnell, said, it ain't much, big homie. I appreciate you, though. Shout out to Cajun. He said, damn glad those ladies are out of a job.
$50 boss up.
Let's hope.
Stack up and match up.
Let's hope. Shout out to Abdul. He said, showing support. Shout out to Carell in the building. He said, just enjoying the cookout.
$100 boss up. Going down. Stack up and match up.
Appreciate you, fam. Let's see. Shout out to Gemini in the building. He says, salute, fam. Listening to you at work. Shout out to D-Rock D. And he said, you damn right. I will be happy when the view is gone. Shout out to Steve. Appreciate you. So let me break it down like this so that y'all can get a clear understanding of my position, right? So shout out to Big Waves. He said one time for the BINO Nation. So for me, right? For me, I'm a old school traditional type dude, right? And when I say old school traditional, I mean like I don't mean like 90s and 80s cuz some people would be like, "Oh, that's old school." That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the woman that raised me, my grandmother. She was born in the 20s, right? She was born in the 20s. So that type of woman is the archetype of what I view women as. You feel what I'm saying? So, and keep in mind, even though she was born back then, there are still women to this day that function like that. There are still women that speak like that, that move like that operate like that. There ain't a lot of them, but they still out here, right? Um, that's the type of woman I'm comfortable around. And it's not this idea that, oh, you comfortable around that woman because that woman is easily dominated. No, no, no. That's not what that is, right? Because a lot of times what y'all try to do, what you new age newbies try to do, is you try to make women who cooperate or women who can get along with men, you try to make it seem like they're being dominated by men. And that's not always the case, right? So for me, I'm more comfortable dealing with being around women who operate in actual femininity, not women who move in this new age way that is not conducive to the interaction between men and women. And shows like The View are just proof positive that those type of women are more abundant than we want to admit. Like we don't want to admit that those type of women are more abundant. I mean, if you really sit back and think about it, right? Like think about how those women. Hold on one second, you guys. I don't know what the hell is going on with my. See, this is the goofy shit I be talking about right here. Shit don't want to act right. No. Okay. Chat event. Freaking event thing don't want to work right. Sorry, because we'll fix it. We will fix it. Shout out to Detroit 313. He said, did you hear about TV show South Park was mocking Trump on a new? Yeah, I saw that bullshit. I saw that bullshit. I knew it wasn't gonna take. I knew it wasn't gonna take them long before they decided to be woke. I knew that was coming. I knew that shit was coming. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. If you think for 1 second that the type of women that watch The View aren't in abundance, I want you to think about how women move nowadays. I want you to think about how many women nowadays sue men civilly. Like, look at this situation that just happened with Shannon Sharp, right? Look at the situation that just happened with Diddy. Look at this. Like, bro, every year there is a number of men that are being sued by women civilly. We are no longer in the age of modest, meek women. We're just not. We're just not. We are in the age of weaponized womanhood. And the sad part about it is they have created an environment where calling them out on anything is considered misogyny, chauvinism. So you can't even call out them abusing the social contract, abusing the concept of traditionalism. Like, they're literally abusing all of these things while simultaneously pretending as if they don't want to be a part of those things. Prime example is they'll sit here and say, well, a man shouldn't be, why does a man just have to be in charge because he has a penis? But still expect you to provide for them. Am I wrong? So on the one hand, you want to take the mechanism or the concept of men being what men have traditionally been. And one of the items in that concept is that men have always been the leaders. Men have always been in charge. Men have always ran shit. So because you don't like that part, you're gonna make an entire argument against men being leaders. But in the same breath, you're gonna say, well, if a man don't work, he don't eat. Well, a man's supposed to be a provider. And this is what's hilarious about this, right? I've been on panels with grown men that will argue the point men are not natural leaders. Dudes will get on panels and be like, well, technically men aren't really leaders because look at the way the men are out here right now. These men aren't really leaders. They're not leading anything. But then those same men that say that will tell a man he ain't shit for not working. Them same dudes will make the argument that a man should be protecting a woman. A man should be doing this and doing that. Like they'll have this whole damn list, this laundry list of shit that a man is supposed to do. And the funniest thing about it is everything that they expect a man to do just so happens to be the shit that a woman expects a man to do. Shout out to A said these women also unite like Voltron when they do men dirty and pretend nothing happened so they can get the injustice going while gaslighting men too. Yeah. I'm gonna need these dudes to get their freaking every time there's an app that I use, they always figure out some kind of way to mess it up. Like they always figure out some kind of way to mess it up. So I'm gonna try my best. Let's try our best to fix this shit. Let's see. Visibility. Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta get this shit situated. Let's see if this works. We're gonna see if this works. Yo, shout out to Harold. Appreciate you. And shout out to my man Dark Power. So some of y'all might say, okay, Angryman, what does all of this have to do with The View being canceled? It's simple, man. Like I'm sitting back and I'm looking at the possibility of The View being canceled. And I have this weird feeling that comes over me when I think about it. And the reason why is because for a very long time, I did not think that show was going to get canceled. I didn't think that show was ever going to get canceled. I'm like, that show is never going anywhere, right? Along with all of this woke crap, I'm sitting back looking at, like, over the past few years, I'm just sitting back looking at all of this woke crap. And I'm like, oh my God, this crap is going to be here to stay. Because this is what I'm afraid of, right? This is what I fear, right? And this is what they tried to do, whether you noticed it or not. You know how back in the day, you might have had a white guy that was extremely prejudiced, right? He didn't like black people. You know, he grew up in a time where there was white only restaurants, white only water fountains, white only bathrooms, and all of that stuff, right? And so fast forward to the modern era, the way people look at him is like, well, you're a piece of shit because you want things to be the way they were in the 50s when things were less tolerant. You know, you want things to be the way they were in the 50s, which is less progressive because you're really a bigot and a racist and all of that, right? What I'm afraid of is all of us that are used to the way things were in the 90s. All of us that still believe in a traditional family, which has a father, which is a man, and a mother, which is a woman, and children, right? What I'm afraid of is they're trying to turn us into the new racist. You get what I'm saying? The same way that society looks at racist white folk from the 50s like the way you think and the way you operate needs to be done away with. And I get that. But the stuff that we believe in as Gen Xers and the way we live our lives is not the equivalent to racism. You get what I'm saying? But they're trying to make it the equivalent. You feel me? So like today, if you don't agree with, you know, the whole intersectional, non-binary, all of that, if you don't agree with that, they're trying to act like that's the same as a white guy back in the day not agreeing that black folks should be free. And it's a false equivalency. It's a false equivalency, and they're doing their best to try to gaslight all of us into believing that. And it's and look, shows like The View and along with a bunch of other shows, right? It just bro, it infuriates me. It infuriates me. Like it so much so that if I click on a video, right? If I click on a video and I hear a person talking in a certain way, like inside, I'm just raging. Like, oh my God, like I'll be sitting there like, who raised you? Like, and it's not just women. Don't get it twisted, because there's a bunch of bootlicking, simping ass, crybaby, whiny ass dudes running around here. Saying shit that you just look at them like, bruh, there's no way that you have a pair of testicles. It is impossible. It's impossible. There's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. Like when I listen to Sonny Holston sit up there talking, right? Sonny Holston, and like I said before, there are women that operate like that, think like that are still attractive women. So when I say this, understand that I'm not saying this because of her looks, right? If you saw a woman that looked like Sonny Holston out on the street and didn't know her politics or her personal views, you'd be like, oh, that's an attractive woman, right? And I would agree. The moment she starts talking, though, I can't stand her face. Like the instant that she begins to spew out her backwards ass worldview, her mentally, bruh, it's hard for me to say this in a censored way. I hope y'all can feel the frustration. It is difficult for me to say this. Like, logically, there's one simple thing that I understand. It's that these women would not be able to act like this if it were not for the men that came before them that made America a place safe enough for them to spew their stupid ass point of view. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like they're up there hating men, But the only reason you can sit there and comfortably say some dumb shit like that is because men made it possible for you to do it. Because anywhere else in the world, you wouldn't be able to say that shit because of the men. Anywhere else in the world, any other countries in the world that where the men are stricter when it comes to patriarchy, they wouldn't even allow you to say it. And this is what's so ironic about this. It's weird for me to sit back and listen to women in America rail on American men. Because as men go in the world, we are the most tolerant men when it comes to women. American men are the most tolerant, laid back, easygoing men when it comes to women. Other countries, and we can name a few of them, where the men still operate like it's the 1800s. That's why, bro, whenever I see a Middle Eastern woman in America that is a feminist screaming about how horrible men are, it infuriates me. And the reason why is because don't come over here pointing your finger at us. We didn't oppress you. When you say men are raggedy and men are this, what you need to say is the men from your country. That's what you need to say. You need to call out the men from your country. Don't come over here talking about what we doing. Same thing with Sonny Holston. Sonny Holston, you have a Latino background, right? In the Latin world, the men dominate. Period. Point blank, period. We don't want to hear that. Talk about your men. And I'm gonna tell you something else too that really pisses me off. And this pisses me off more than anything in this world, right? Black people, stop allowing other groups of people to pull you into some shit that don't even apply to you. Here's a news flash for all you black women that claim to be feminists. Feminists are running around here saying, we weren't allowed to work in the 50s. Black women, when in this country was your ass not allowed to work? Black women, you've been working since the damn plantation. So how the hell can your goofy behind stand next to Becky as she complains about not being able to work when y'all been working since the plantation? Now, with that being said, and I feel the need to call that out, I gotta call that out because of the next point that I'm gonna make. Black women, you have allowed Becky and Karen to pull you into their feminist movement to the degree that you are complaining about things that they dealt with their men that you have never had to deal with. When they're screaming about the patriarchy and you decide to say that same shit, black men have never had a damn patriarchy. What are you talking about? And this is what's so funny about it. What's so funny about it is you will condemn black men for a patriarchal mindset, even though black men have never had or exercised a patriarchy. But then you'll go date William Cartwright, who definitely had a patriarchy, and operate with him with his patriarchal mind state. Yo, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sick of all of this shit. I'm sick of all of this foolishness, because that's all it is. That's all it is. And nobody wants to call this shit out. Nobody wants to call it out. Nobody wants to call this out. Scandalous Lando said, bro, you're annoying anymore. What? Yes, I can't stand liberals, but it's not my identity. I don't think you wrote that sentence correctly. You might need to write that again because it didn't make sense. Do you mean, bro, they're not annoying me anymore? What are you saying? What are you saying? You got to rewrite that sentence. It didn't make sense. And now we got to wait forever for him to write it again, as if we're in some kind of time warp or something. Let me ask you guys a question. And this probably is the result of me being old school as well. When someone types something in the chat like that, the intention, I'm guessing, is for me to see it. So if I saw it and didn't understand it, why is it whenever I ask them for clarification, it takes them so long to freaking write the shit again properly? It doesn't make sense. Then you got Scandalous Lando said, I'm out though. Gotta go back to work. Have a good man. Somebody kick his clown ass out of my fucking chat room. Kick that jackass out of my damn chat room. Please. Thank you. Nigga come in here and say some shit, and then you ask him what did he mean, and then it's like, well, yo, I'm about to be out because I gotta go back to work. Nigga, nobody give a fuck. You gotta go back to work. I ain't asked you all that, nigga. I asked you to clarify what you said. Can you imagine the level of narcissism a person has to come into a chat room of hundreds of freaking people having a discussion, and then he makes a comment? And not only did he expect me to address his comment, but didn't want to clarify himself, and then gonna say, yo, I gotta get back to work. Then take your punk ass back to work, nigga. You ain't have to announce that shit. K said, you are annoying, bro. And then he read it and got scared. He said, you are annoying, bro. That's not what he said. I read what the fuck he said. That is not what he said. That's not what he said. I read what he said, and it damn sure wasn't that. That sentence was not coherent. Like y'all niggas don't realize y'all be saying shit in the chat, and he said, bro, you're annoying anymore. That's what he fucking said. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said, you're annoying anymore. That shit don't even make sense. But you know what? Maybe it made sense to you because your ass is just as illiterate as he is. Maybe that's why it made sense to you. Maybe that's why it made sense to you, because you're an illiterate moron just like him. See, you gotta forgive me, right? You gotta forgive me. I was raised in an era where we were actually taught grammar. You know, I was raised in an era where we actually got in trouble if we didn't learn shit. You feel me? I'm a Gen Xer. I come from an era where we went to school, and if we didn't learn shit, we got in trouble. Unlike you niggas, you feel what I'm saying? Unlike you niggas, and look, that a nigga in the chat talking about some AM, you're struggling to read. Press 1 in the chat if I read that original sentence the way he wrote it. Press 1 in the chat if I read that original sentence the way he wrote it. This Negro talking about I'm struggling to read. Nigga, he put you are instead of Y-O-U-R. There's something wrong with you new age niggas. There is something terribly wrong with you new age Negroes. You got to be slow. These niggas can't even, and you know what? Look, I told y'all, it happens every time. What did I tell y'all about whenever I do a show where I'm critiquing the modern woman? What happens? What happens every fucking time? What happens, y'all? What happens? Every time I do a show where I'm dropping some science on the behavior of modern women, Here come the simps. Here come the bootlickers. Let me try to deflect away from the discussion. You new age niggas are cooked. You're done. You are so done. And you know what's so funny? What's so hilarious about it is I don't even have to do anything to you. There's nothing that I can do to you that life isn't already doing, because I know your life sucks. I know your life sucks. There's no way on God's green earth that any woman you deal with has any level of respect for you. There's no way. There's no way. The women in your life don't respect you. The real men in your life definitely don't respect you. Niggas are suckers. You're done. You're cooked. You come in here. You come in here. You type some shit. Right? What the fuck? Why is my shit not? This is crazy. Hold on one second, you guys. Let's see. This shit is tripping. Or did I read those messages? No, I did not read them. Okay. We're going to fix this right now. Shout out to Bryson. He says, supporting the show. Thanks, AM, for kicking the weekend off right. Appreciate you. Let's see. Shout out to Brandon. He said, AM, you took me back. Back in the day, we had spelling bees and mandatory requirements to ensure that you passed into the next grade. Exactly. Not these new niggas. These new niggas is dumb as shit. Dumb as dirt. Dumb as dirt. And then be trying to call you dumb because you don't understand their illiterate language. Shout out to, I don't know, Tanky. Fueling the anger, stupidity nowadays makes my head hurt. Shout out to the old souls trying to survive these days of idiocracy. I know that's right. Yeah, these dudes are cooked, bro. There's nothing else that you can do for them. They're illiterate as fuck. They're illiterate as fuck. And then when they type some illiterate shit, in fact, I used to say this, like, I used to tell people when they put super chats, I'd be like, yo, man, please type your messages correctly, because if somebody hands you a letter, some chicken scratch, right? If somebody hands you some chicken scratch and the chicken scratch has poor grammar, and you got to stand up in front of a group of people and read it, it's going to make you look like you illiterate. That's why this Negro talking about some you struggling. I wasn't struggling to read. That nigga was struggling to type. And that's why the shit sounded like that when I read it, you damn moron. But here we are yet again with you Negroes in here trying to rescue your mama. Because that's all this is about. Shout out to Bree, said happy Friday. Support for the show. That's what's going on. You up in here trying to save your mama. I get it. Gotta save mama. Gots to save mama. If you don't do nothing else in your life, you gotta try your best to save mama. But I got news for you. You're failing miserably because Jesus can't even save your mama. At this point. At this point, like for real. We're going to try this shit one more time. Got to link this mug up. Let's see. There we go. Had to restart the app. Yeah, Negro butthurt in his feelings because I'm calling it out for what it really is. Don't be mad. Let's see. I'm going to give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, there was a dude that did a video calling out all of these men that be wearing bonnets and shit, right? All of these grown men that be wearing bonnets. He called them out. And they got upset with him, right? I want to show you what his response was to these Negroes. This is his response to these bonnet wearing Negroes.
I made a video about niggas wearing bonnets, and I mostly men in public or online, or you niggas with short hair like mine. Y'all just want to be zesty for no reason. A bunch of fatherless, dreadhead niggas that's used to their mama running the household got in my comment section calling me Unc. First of all, let's start here. Unc is not an insult, bro. Getting older is the goal. You want to die at 17, gang? I'll be saying shit that's gonna eventually happen to you too. Insults are supposed to be personal. Yeah, you ugly, you got a big nose, you got short legs. I don't know, get in there and get creative, nigga. Grown ass man worrying about other grown ass man business. Again, this how I know none of y'all have fathers, uncles, OGs, pretty much nobody in the neighborhood that ever gave a fuck about you. Who supposed to check you, a woman? Again, y'all used to women running your household. Iron sharpens iron, bro. How else am I supposed to protect my hair? Gang, go back and read your comment again. Let me know how that ain't zesty. It be the same niggas that don't know how to fucking barbecue, don't know how to fucking cut no yard, don't know how to fix on no cars, don't know how to do nothing. Don't know how to even hang up a goddamn picture. Good hygiene makes me not manly. No, nigga, it ain't about good hygiene. Good hygiene has nothing to do with wearing a bonnet, especially a pink or a purple. Y'all used to women coddling y'all. Oh, it's okay, that's my baby. He handsome. That nigga's a bitch. That nigga's not gonna be able to defend his family, even with a motherfucking gun. Nigga, by the age of 5, nigga, I was breaking down guns, cleaning them. I'm a different breed. I just want to double down and call you niggas some hoes again. I really didn't even go that hard on the first video, but I'm gonna go that hard on this one, you fatherless ass nigga. And for you niggas that's like, man, you know, I go to bed with it on. Okay, cool. I don't know you wear bonnets. I'm not talking to you. That's it, that's all. You strike a nerve, niggas always gotta hit them comments because they know you telling the truth. You ain't gotta look, keep scrolling. I do. But every goddamn video on my For You page, it's a nigga wearing a pink bonnet. Yeah, I'ma speak on it, bro, because I'm a real one, nigga. I like your father. Niggas need to be worried about your real unc instead of calling niggas unks online. I want better for you.
He cooked them niggas. Bro, tell me he did not cook them niggas. He said, you fatherless ass niggas. Bro, he cooked them niggas. What is it? Y'all want the link? Y'all want the link? Hold on one second. I'm gonna get the link for you. Hold on. Let me get the link real quick. Let's see. Let me get the link real quick. Let's see if I can share it. He said, you fatherless ass nigga. Hold on. There go the link right there. He said, you fatherless ass nigga. Oh my God. Yo. He said, you fatherless ass nigga. Oh my God. Shout out to Zeta. He said, facts AM. If we didn't learn punishment was coming, whether we got whooped or got our things taken, education was crucial. Old heads didn't play. Exactly. See, we grew up in that era where they actually, bro, we grew up in that era. We're probably, if you really want to be honest, Gen Xers are only the second generation of black people where we all got a proper education as a whole. Y'all realize that, right? Do y'all realize that? Do y'all realize that Gen X is only the second generation where black folk got mandatory education? Because there's folks from the silent generation that only had a third grade education. You feel me? Like, cats don't realize that shit. Our education as Gen Xers was paramount. That was one of the most important things. That was one of the most important things. Shout out to Bishop J. Jermaine, says spelling, grammar, and cursive. Yep. Shout out to Auntie, he said facts AM. When I repeat the stupid-ish people say to me right back to them, they start crying and saying, you trying to make me feel stupid. And I say, that's what I thought when you just said it. Exactly. Facts. Facts. Shout out to King Sigma. He said, may I have my big wrench back, sir? I got you, bro. Hold on 1 second. Let me get it right.
$50 boss up. Stack up and match up.
Shout out to Bang the Game, said one time for the bonnet removal task force. Salute BINO Nation. Shout out to True KD, said I saw a dude with a bonnet on at my job. He took it off in the bathroom and he was bald. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy right there, bro. That's crazy. Hold on. We got some more. Look, we got some more. I'm going to give you a prime example of what I was talking about earlier. Right? Give you a prime example of what I was talking about earlier with these chicks. You feel me? In fact, let's see. Look, whenever you see these empty, these joints right here, these chicks, yo, they be taking these videos down. That's why a lot of times I be saving them. I be saving these videos because they get up here and they say some of the goofiest shit. And then they realize later after they done said it, and they go back and try to take the shit down. You feel me? Oh, this was funny as hell. Watch this, y'all.
Hey, nephew. Won't have a seat for me. Oh, shit. What's up, man? What you want to talk about? Look like you want to talk about something. You always come in here carrying on talking about what old Donald Trump did. Now tell me. Go ahead, tell me what Donald did. Like you really want to know, or you do you want to know? I asked you, didn't I? Go tell me. All right, well, it's no tax on tips. It's no tax on overtime. It's no tax on Social Security. If you make less than 200K, they've cut your taxes. He ended the war in Iran and Israel. He ended the war in the Congo. Gas prices are down. Grocery prices are down. Fuck you. Hey, nephew.
He said, fuck you. Oh my God. Bruh. Hilarious. What the hell? Oh, here's an update on old girl, right? Watch this.
What y'all thought I wasn't gonna be on here begging? What y'all trying to little girl me? Y'all want to be in my inbox? Y'all want to FaceTime? Y'all want to talk? Y'all want to text and stuff like that? But nobody ain't talking about no damn money. At the end of the day, these days going by, and sooner or later, next month gonna hit, and I'm gonna be behind in my bills. I don't got time. I'm a grown ass woman at the end of the day with grown ass bills. I can't take no wet pussy to the bank, and ain't finna starve. All right, thank you.
Ma'am, Miss Pebbles. First of all, let me say in no uncertain terms that you modern women today, y'all ain't shit. Primarily because of shit like this. Now, you had a husband. In fact, we saw the video. He said he was him. Pulled out some money and was throwing it on the ground, and you was recording and said he gonna pick it up. I bet you wish you had picked it up now. But here you are online asking random ass niggas to give you money because your bills is behind. Well, guess what? And I've been waiting for an opportunity to say this shit. When you found out your husband had a side chick that he was giving $1,000 every 2 weeks, but he was paying the bills where you was at. He's paying all the bills where you was at, right? Maybe, just maybe, you should have shut the hell up. Now, y'all can get up here and say whatever you want to say. He was cheating. Yeah. Okay, cool. But don't you find it ironic that she had a husband that was paying all the bills, and all it took was for that husband to have a chick on the side, for her to mess that up, and now he over there paying all her bills, and this one ain't even getting the $1,000 that he was giving the side. Think about that for a second. I want you to think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. He's paying all the bills for Miss Pebbles, his wife. He giving $1,000 every 2 weeks to the side chick. right? Miss Pebbles find out about it, start running her mouth, jump online trying to expose him and shit. He's like, okay, and divorces her. Now, after he divorced her, he moves in with the side chick. The side chick done went from $1,000 every 2 weeks to a full provider. And the ex-wife ain't even getting the $1,000 that the side chick was getting. Now, you tell me, who's the dummy in the situation? Who's the dummy in the situation? And now she's sitting up online talking about some, y'all keep hitting me in my DMs, but y'all ain't talking about no money. Let me tell you something with your goofy ass. You don't trade a husband for niggas that ain't got nothing to offer you but hard dick and bubble gum. That's the dumbest thing that anybody on planet Earth can do. You traded a husband for the streets. You traded a husband for the streets. And now you online begging for money. Now you online talking about something. You dudes keep hitting me up, but y'all ain't. My bills is behind. Who fault is that? Who fault is that? You the one that wanted. You the one that couldn't let it go. You the one that wanted to expose your husband. And look, I hate to say this, man, but I got to say it because y'all just don't get it. Y'all just don't get it. Sometimes the best thing for you to do is to shut your mouth and live your life. Sometimes it look, y'all done let these modern age women trick you into believing, look. All I can say is, was it worth it? Was it worth it? You was able to go online and flex on your husband and show all the other single women of the world that's begging niggas to pay their bills. You was able to show them, I didn't have to put up with his shit. You didn't. You didn't have to put up with it. Now what's good? What's really good? Now what's good? Because I guarantee you he don't care. I guarantee you he don't care. I guarantee he don't care. Because you know what he doing over there? He over there now, the side chick has been promoted to the main chick, which means he has a side chick vacancy. And guess what? Now that side chick is gonna be the main chick, and he gonna go get him another side chick. He gonna go get him a new side chick. And guess what? It ain't gonna be you. Now she could be just as goofy as you was, and she gonna be in the same boat too. She gonna be in the same boat too. Sitting around looking crazy in the damn face. Sometimes, look, I swear to God, there's a bunch of y'all out here that be overplaying your hand. Y'all be overplaying your hand. Do y'all notice that these chicks be overplaying their hand? That shit is nasty work, bruh. All she had to do was shut her mouth. Because see, here's the crazy thing. Look, this is what's so crazy about the whole situation. And by the way, everybody that's watching this, does it look like my words is off? Does it look like my words is out of sync? Because it might just be my view. Okay, cool. So, look, here's the funny thing. This is what's so funny about this, right? What's so hilarious about this, right? This woman right here. Nobody knew your husband had a side chick until you jumped your ass on the internet and told everybody. Nobody knew. No, nobody knew. Nobody knew. Nobody knew that your man had a side chick till you jumped on the internet and told everybody. Gots to be more careful.
If both people in the house work, why is it still the woman's job to do laundry and cook everything? And clean, for that matter. So my question...
Is this all they do? Day in and day out is try to figure out how to get out of doing shit? Is this all they do? Day in and day out, they just trying their best to be the laziest people that they can possibly be.
If both people in the house work, why is it still the woman's job to do laundry and cook everything? And clean, for that matter.
For the same reason that even though both of you work, you still expect your damn man to protect your ass. You still expect your man to sacrifice himself if you're in danger. The same damn way that both of y'all work, but he still got to mow the fucking grass. He still got to fix some shit. He still got to come running every time you see a bug or some goofy shit like that. That's why. You lazy, trifling, man.
So my question is, like, I'm sitting here today, my husband works second shift. He's been on second shift for 2 months, and I've been having girl dinners every day. So when did it become, now, if I was a stay-at-home wife, I would absolutely make dinner, cook, clean, do laundry, do the whole nine, and shut up about it. But my question is, when did it become a woman's job to...
Yeah, because the moment that you got a job, that meant the house didn't need cleaning. The moment that you got a job, everybody in the house stopped eating. What's wrong with them mentally? Can y'all please explain to me what the hell is wrong with them mentally? Why do they think because they have a job, that mean the house don't need to be clean? That mean the laundry don't need to be done? That mean food don't need to be cooked? Why do they think this? Do you realize men don't think like this? Men do not think like this. If men thought like this, guess what? Every time they cooked a meal or cleaned up around the house or did laundry, the men would say, well, if we're both doing laundry and if we're both cooking and cleaning, why do I need to work? Right or wrong? If a man in the house is cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry, if he thought the way that women thought, if I'm cooking and cleaning, if we're both cooking and cleaning, why do I gotta work? Now I know that's gonna confuse the girl math. Let me break it down for you. Women like this think that the moment they're doing what they consider man's work or man's responsibility, which is going to work, now they shouldn't have to do what is considered a woman's responsibility, which is cooking and cleaning. So by that same token, if a man is doing what is considered woman's work, which is cooking and cleaning, does that now give him the ability to quit doing what a man is supposed to do, which is go to work? Hell no. This is them always trying to trick you into doing their shit for them.
Figure out dinner, to grocery shop, to do the laundry, to clean the house. I'm a little, like, I don't mind. I love my husband.
The funniest thing in the world is that we now live in a day and age where all women do is sit around and compare men of today to men of the past, talking about men just ain't what they used to be, when really we should be comparing women of today to women of the past. That's really the comparison that should be going on right now. We should be comparing the women of today to the women of the past. That's what we should be doing. Because this shit is getting out of hand. This shit is getting ridiculous. And by the way, ma'am, I believe that your husband should leave you. I absolutely do. I believe he should leave you. I believe he should leave your ass. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. And a bunch of us, we all jumped in the comment section and addressed that shit. She did another video whining and complaining and shit. Now watch this. I want y'all to check this out. I want y'all to check this out right here, right?
I will never again live in a house. It is somebody else's dream. I'm running around trying to figure out what filter needs to go into the water softener. Mm-hmm. You multiply that by 20, 40, like there's a dozen tasks like that arrive at your doorstep every day. Mm-hmm. Our time on earth is not long, like.
Boris, can we can we talk about me for a little bit? I want to talk about, like.
So we are getting to you, love. I'm just trying to explain where I am. Like, don't worry, it'll get to you. It'll get to you. You're not forgotten, I promise. You're on my mind all the time. This isn't just the Boris show. I'm just trying to explain. We will get to you. I promise.
So how does all of this play out between the two of you, and what is the ask?
So
let me tell y'all something. Let's just talk about this for a second. All of the conversations around emotional intelligence, men being more sensitive to women's needs, all of this bullshit. All of that crap was created to take men's power away and give women the ability to drive you batshit crazy. In the past, a man with testosterone, with a pair of nuts, would never have sat right there next to that stuck up, entitled, you know what? With her talking about can we talk about me now? He should have got up and walked smooth out of there. And let me say something to you men. Even though I'm an advocate for therapy, I'm only an advocate for individual therapy. I don't believe in that couples therapy shit. Any of you men that are married that will sit your ass in a therapy room with a female therapist for advice about your fucking relationship, you have lost your rabbit ass mind. You've lost your mind. You have lost your mind, because what's going to happen in a couples therapy session is that female therapist is going to identify with the woman. She's going to empathize with the woman, which means usually what happens is her and your wife end up teaming up against you. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. And look, sometimes it's not about being emotionally intelligent. It's not about being understanding. Sometimes people need to be told to shut the fuck up. Like seriously, sometimes people just need to be told, hey man, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear that dumb shit. Period. Point blank fucking period. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that stupid ass shit. You done sat here and worked yourself up over some dumb shit. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. Them two, they can have that conversation by themselves. You ain't got to be part of that damn conversation. The funniest thing, we was just looking at the video with Peaches. The funniest thing about it is her husband is one of the few men I've seen on the internet in a long time that actually know what the hell he doing. Everybody look at Peach's husband like he's toxic. No, he's actually the one that got some damn sense. Because guess what? He's in this relationship with Peaches. He's paying the bills, giving her money, right? Holding shit down. She finds out he got a chick on the side. She decides to jump on the internet and expose him and talk crazy about him. What did he do? He left her ass. Oh, you want to get up here and put my business out in the street? You want to talk crazy about me? Okay, cool. Deuces. Pay them fucking bills by yourself. See, this is all about, all of this shit is a power struggle. That's all it is. That's all it is. Women have not typically had the power because we used to live in a world that was way more aggressive. Women couldn't make men do anything because women were not physically capable of making a man do anything. So they can't force you to do something physically. They can't beat you up. They can't kick your ass. So what they do is they use mental games to put psychological blocks on you so that they can have the power. Because that dude I just showed you, I guarantee you that was not his idea to go to therapy. I bet you any amount of money it was his wife's idea. And what was the purpose of that? To go somewhere to a third party so that third party could tell her husband that his ass is wrong and he needs to do everything that she wants him to do. Did you see how selfish he was just now? He's trying to explain everything that he's going through. It's like, can we talk about me now? Bro, the men of the past, they're in the afterlife or wherever, they are laughing their ass off at us. I guarantee you the men of the past are in the afterlife or wherever having a good old hearty chuckle at the fact that we have been punctified to a level that we just let these women run over us, bruh. We just let these women run smooth over us and they don't even have the power to do it. Like, bruh, I'm not entertaining none of this goofy shit. None of it. Absolutely none of it, bruh. Look, let me tell you something. If my only choices before I got married, if my only choices was a feminist woman that fits the description of what I told you about at the beginning of this show, I would have just been single. Bro, why do you men tolerate this shit? I cannot fathom it. I can't understand it. I can't understand it. I can't understand it to save my life. I can't. Like, matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to show you something. Here's a video I came across. I don't think I saved it, but it was recent, so I know where I can find it. Hold on.
These companies.
I'm going to show you a prime example about what I'm talking about. Where is it at? Let's see. Now, I'm going to show you this video. And when I show you this video, this video is a prime example of what I be talking about. Where is it at? Here we go, right here. Watch this. This is a prime example of what I'll be talking about right here.
I'm just gonna record this.
Wait, so
I'm
why are you
gonna record this because I'm gonna record it so people can hear how crazy you sound.
I'm trying to figure out, why do I sound crazy? How?
Cause you sound crazy.
How though?
And I'm gonna keep the camera in your face like you had the camera in my face earlier.
I put the camera in your face because you was doing stupid stuff.
And I put the camera in your face because you come here. You just leave it alone. The girl, listen. I put the girl out. The girl left.
You didn't
it's
put her
over.
out. I put her out.
I put her out.
I put her out.
If it wasn't for me saying she had to go, she wouldn't have left.
And that's the problem right there, because when I told her to leave,
Man.
that's what it should have been. I'm trying to figure
For
out
what?
why she was sitting here over talking me, attempting to over talk
Because
me.
you're not the
telling me
only person that got
I don't
something to
matter
say.
in my house.
I didn't agree with that part.
Okay,
nah,
so
I ain't
why
gonna
did
say
you
I
say
agree with that
anything?
part.
You didn't check her?
I did check her.
What did you say?
What you mean?
You didn't check her.
Yes, I did.
I was going back and forth with both of y'all.
Because you come in here yelling, man. You came in here yelling
Then you told me
to
to
the top of
leave.
your lungs. Because I said
So
because I didn't want you to
you
get
let
it.
another
Listen,
woman in our
look,
house.
because you
You
already
put
got
her
it.
before
Man,
me.
look, see, that's the thing.
So, to give you guys some a backstory, right? This is basically a video where, matter of fact, let me see if I can find the original video. Nah, this ain't the person's account. So basically,
You don't never want nobody to get up.
basically what happened was she came home and her man was in the living room watching a movie with his ex, right? Now, him and the ex hadn't been in a relationship in like mad long. I want to say like 10 years or some shit, right? Something crazy, right? And he had already, it wasn't like he surprised her with this. She already knew they were cool, right? But she was mad that the friend was over there without her knowing it, right? She had came over there, was kicking it with him, was watching a movie with him or whatever. So at this point, they're supposed to be platonic friends, right? Now, I don't know if they was messing around or not. I don't. When she comes in the house with the phone, he's sitting on one side of the living room. The chick is on the other side of the living room, and they watching a movie, right? So she's mad about the shit, right? So this is what they're arguing about.
the word out. You don't never. You talk too much. I tell you that every day. You talk too much.
What was going on? You didn't have nothing to say. Now you want to pull the camera out. Now you doing all this.
Yeah, so they can see. So they can see how you act.
So who can see what?
So they can see how you act.
Ain't nobody gonna say I'm wrong. If anything, they gonna say I should have really put hands on you for what you did.
Man, and when the way how they wanted to go.
And I don't fight men. I don't fight men. So at the end of the day,
shouldn't.
no, they didn't say you put hands on me. They said I should have put hands on you.
No, they shouldn't. They weren't gonna say that.
First of all, I'm confused because when she popped up over here the day before yesterday,
and that's another thing. There's too many of you women nowadays that are comfortable with not only saying that you're gonna put hands on men, but actually doing it. There's way too many of you that are comfortable with that. Way too many. And I'm here to tell you, as a man, you might want to calm down on that shit. Because trust and believe, certain mentalities can make a comeback. Y'all need to be enjoying the fact that men don't be trying to get physical with y'all instead of trying to take it for granted and take advantage of it. Because I got news for you. You keep doing this shit, dudes ain't going to keep rocking with it. You're too comfortable.
Literally
I would.
was telling this girl, respect my woman. This is her house.
I did.
So today, where was all that energy?
Because you don't just come in here yelling at nobody, put no camera in nobody's face.
Because like I said, it
You
was
didn't
a car.
you didn't even give us a chance to explain what was going on.
It's a car I'm not familiar with. Then I walk in and his shoes lined up on the floor in front of
You didn't even give us a chance to explain what was going on.
Then I walk in and she's holding my dog on my couch.
And again.
And it's the same girl that came to my house causing issues. And I'm not supposed to feel no type of way.
Okay, you act like she wanted. Nala ran up on her. Got in her lap. I don't. That's blame her.
Now I want you to keep this in mind. The reason why this is interesting to me is because every single time that I have been on a panel where the question was asked, can men and women be platonic friends? I always said no. I've always said no. And any of you that have seen me on any of them panels, how do they treat me when I say no? Don't they treat me like that's the most ridiculous shit on planet Earth? Don't they look at me like I'm full of shit when I say no? They can't. Every woman on the panel be like, that's not true. A man and a woman can be platonic friends. See, here's the funny thing about this shit. They'll say that shit if it's them that has a male friend. But if it's you that has a female friend, oh no, this is the reaction. This is the reaction. This is what happens. And that's why I say no. First of all, no, you can't. You can't. Because if you have a male friend, your man is going to think he's trying to screw you. Right? If you have a male friend, your husband is going to think that male friend is trying to screw you. If your husband has a female friend, you're going to think they're already screwing.
I'm going to bring up on somebody. First of all, you didn't talk to me about her being in our house.
I called the phone, you answered.
Okay, so because I don't answer, that means have her
You
come
get
in the
out
house.
my face. You blocking the game. They kicked me for inactivity.
This is what you care about right now?
Yeah, I wanted to play my game.
Your whole relationship is like literally on the verge of being over.
Man, our relationship not over. No person that I ain't seen in 7, 8 years.
What do you mean?
How?
You don't respect me.
Crazy.
You don't respect nothing that we got going
How?
on. This is our home. This is where we lay our heads at.
How?
Our kids.
You act like I didn't call you.
I'm on set working.
And
if you don't hear from me.
Now, here's my question. Here's my question to everybody that's watching this right now. Why is this grown man arguing with her? Why is he going back and forth with her? You know what he should have said to her? Look, that's a chick I ain't seen in 8 years. She came by here. We just happened to be cool and shit. Nothing happened. If you think something, do you think something happened? Yes or no? Well, I don't know. Yes or no? Do you think something happened? If you think something happened, then leave me. If you think nothing happened, shut the fuck up. Now, most people are going to be like, come on, angry man, that's not cool. It is cool, because that's adult shit. Either you fucking trust me or you don't. If you don't trust me, bye. If you do trust me, shut the hell up about the shit. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with you about some goofy ass shit. We grown. We are grown. We grown. What is this? What is this, bro? One day, while back, right? Want to say 2019, something like that. Somewhere around that time, right? My kid's mother came over to my apartment to drop off a TV she had bought for the boys. The boys is in school, right? She comes in, brings the TV in, sits on the couch, has a brief conversation with me, and leaves. Right? And leaves. Nothing happened. None of that shit. None of that goofy shit, right? Then one day, her and my wife get into it, right? And she tells my wife how she's been over to the place or whatever, right? You know what my wife didn't do? Accuse me of a bunch of shit. She didn't come to me talking about some, why was she here? She didn't do all of that shit. She didn't do all of that shit. For what? For what? Either you trust the person you with, or you don't trust the person you with. And if you don't trust the person you with, why the hell are you with them? Why are you with them? If you think the person you with is going to dive in some box the moment they get around some box, why are you with them? Like, I would have shut this shit down so quick. Because I'm not about to, and I don't know, maybe, and look, I'm not saying I ain't never argued before, but maybe, just maybe, right? Just maybe, it's my age bracket, because I'm not doing this shit. It's like, I'm not doing this shit right here. You feel me? I'm not doing this shit. Cause one, she's super disrespectful. You see how she's standing in front of the TV, right? Like, bro, look, you cannot argue by yourself. Like, bitch, I'm not about to argue with you about this shit. If you don't get the hell out from in front of the TV, what's wrong with you? I'm not arguing with you. That's the end of the discussion. Well, I think, you know what? gonna be out. I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to do this, bruh. I'm not about to do this shit. You feel me? Look, y'all watch Goodfellas and you didn't learn nothing. You didn't learn nothing. You remember when Henry came back, it was the middle of the night. Both Karen and her mother jumped up and ran to the door. Where have you been? He turned white. He turned right back around. He turned right back around and got right back in the car and left. Like, nigga, I'm not about to do this shit. What the? Are you serious? Now look, I'm gonna tell you something right now. When I was a young man, I would go back and forth with chicks. It probably contributed to some of the gray in my hair, bruh. But let me tell you something. Now that I'm older and I got some wisdom, nigga, I'm not about to go back. And this Negro is still, look at this.
You don't make a decision to bring a woman to this house.
Okay, so listen, so I'm
Then
supposed
you're talking to her behind my back.
Man, so I'm supposed to.
Then you're talking to her behind my back.
Damn, see what I'm saying? I can't even get a word out.
It's nothing for you to say.
So I'm supposed to sit in the heat and wait for you to call me back?
Who cares? Go in the house.
We was in the house.
That's what I'm, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do this.
You can't, man.
It's not clicking in your head. You don't
okay,
understand
so
what
what?
respect is.
Man.
You don't understand what respect is, boundaries and relationships. As my man, ain't nowhere in the way you're supposed to feel like, ain't nowhere in the way you're supposed to feel like it's okay for you to have a woman at my house without me knowing
Man,
about
you act like
what's
this
going
is a random woman.
She is random.
How
What
to
do
you?
I never knew who this woman was since she popped up on
Man,
my porch.
I knew this girl almost 10 years before I even met you.
I don't care about none of that. You know what? You got it. Go be with her. You got it.
It turned into, I'm just going to record this.
Broski, if you happen to see this video, let me tell you something, bro. Let her cheetah print wearing ass go on about her damn business, bro. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth the gray hair. It ain't worth the stress. It ain't worth the bullshit. It ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it. And I'm going to tell you something else, too. Anytime you see a woman, let me show y'all something. I'm show you something. Show y'all something.
You didn't put her out. I put her out.
Put the camera in your...
I'm gonna show
Okay, because you come here, you just leave it alone. The girl, listen. I put the girl out. The girl left.
Now, pause right there. You see that little ponytail ball on the back of her head? Anytime, let me tell y'all something. Anytime you see a woman that pulls her hair up like this and puts it into that little tiny ass ball on the back of her damn head, get the hell away from her. She ratchet. She ratchet. Now usually I won't judge off of just one indicator, okay? But she's got at least 2 indicators of ratchetness, okay? She got that ball on the back of her head, and she got on a animal print dress, nigga. That is a ratchet right there. She literally is wearing the colors of a hyena right now, bruh. And I know why. I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, let me
because you got the
see. That's why he won't just go ahead and shut it down. You feel me? You look. You see that shape. Look at that. That's why. That's why. That right there is why. You see the hips and the little waist and that's why. That's why he won't that, bruh. That's why. That's why he won't call it like, nigga, just, I'm telling you right now, bro. Just call it a day, bro. Just call it a day. Oh, you know she twerks. You know she twerks. You know she twerks, right? You know she twerk. But I tell you this though. But I tell you this though. The even though she got the yams, that box is trash. That box is trash. It's trash, and she not no head monster. You know how I know? Press 1 if you want to know how I know. Press 1 if you want to know how I know. That box is trash, and she ain't no head monster. You know how I know? Press 1 if you want to know how I know. Because if it was fire, I don't care how long him and that other chick was friends. He would have never brought no chick up in there and jeopardized that shit. If she had that Gawk 3000 and that box was fire, when that other chick showed up, he would have threw stones at her. He'd have said, "Oh, you can't come in here. Hey, turn that shit around. Go on about your business. My girl ain't having that. No. Don't you bring your ass on here. Don't you come over here and mess up this happy home." Don't you do it. Don't you come over here and mess up this happy home. What the hell is the matter with you? Erica said, "That's a fact, Angryman. He would rebuke her." Hell yeah. He'd be outside with the cross and holy water. Satan. Not today. Not today, in the name of Jesus. Ain't no way in hell. He'd have been like, "Hell no, you can't come up in here." You cannot come up in here. Stirring up shit. Hell no. Let's see. Shout out to G and said, "I can't believe grown men are in their feelings about wearing bonnets." Yeah. They definitely are. Shout out to Focus said, "Growing up, my mom would make me and my sister practice our handwriting and reading. My pops dealt with math and science. I wish I would get in trouble at school because my mom also was the bus driver." Shout out to Organic Soul Brother. Organic Soul Brother said, "Just saw the Fantastic Four. If you ever see it, your rant will be epic." Yeah, I've thought about going to see it just so I can have something to talk about. Shout out to J Mall, appreciate you. Shout out to Focus said, "Be ready to hiss at her. Be gone, heifer." Yeah. Shout out to Stan, he said he would be at the door yelling, "Avant from hence, you wretched witch." Bruh, there's no way on God's green earth that he would have let that woman come up in there. Like, you ain't coming up in here. You ain't coming up in here. That's for damn sure. But yeah, matter of fact, since you brought up the Fantastic Four, shout out to Devon. Appreciate you. Said Facts AM. I'm going to tell you the one reason why I feel like that Fantastic Four movie is going to be trash. The reason why I feel like that movie is going to be trash is because of one thing. female Silver Surfer. Female Silver Surfer. And then on top of that, I'm going to tell you something else too. Because of how many different versions of the Fantastic Four that they've come out with, it would have been very important for them to get the best Reed Richards they could possibly get. Because you've had too many versions of the Fantastic Four. And as much as I hate to say this, now this Fantastic Four, it looks generic. It looks like, with the exception of Ben Grimm, right? Because they finally got him to look like the comic book. But with the rest of them, they look like the great value version of the Fantastic Four. Like, they look like the bootleg version, especially Pedro Pascal sitting up there with his vote for Pedro mustache, bruh. Like, no. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling it. Shout out to Fubar, said, I'm a fan of Pedro Pascal, but I'm tired of seeing him in everything. Yeah. Well, I got news for you. I am not a fan of Pedro Pascal, and I'm tired of seeing him in everything. I'm not a fan, right? I'm gonna go see the Goofy shit. Yeah, they do look like cosplayers. They do. And I told you, it's the result of them having, like, we've been through so many iterations of the Fantastic Four that they needed to get this right. And I don't think they did. I don't think they did. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell you this. I promise you this, right? I know for a fact that female Silver Surfer messed. In fact, they probably would have got better reviews if they would just went ahead and had Norrin Rad. If they just went ahead and had regular Silver Surfer, it probably would have been better. It probably would have been better. And look, here's the thing. Somebody brought up Superman. Let me tell you something about Superman. You know what the biggest problem of the Superman movie was? Press 1 if you want to know what the biggest problem with this current Superman movie was and still is. The biggest problem with this current Superman movie, the biggest problem with James Gunn's Superman is James Gunn. He needs to shut the fuck up. Period. Like every day, he's on the internet saying something new in reference to this Superman movie. And I just wish he would go somewhere and shut the fuck up. Like, just shut up, dude. You're talking too damn much. Shut the hell up. What happened to the day when dudes used to direct movies and that's it? You didn't hear nothing from the damn directors. In fact, back in the day, there's only 2 directors that you would always hear something from. Quentin Tarantino and Spike Lee. Back in the day, No directors ran their mouths except Quentin Tarantino and Spike Lee. All the rest of the directors, they directed the movie and that's it. You didn't hear nothing from them. They wasn't doing press tours, none of that shit. Like, just shut up. Just shut up. We're tired. We're tired. Okay, James Gunn, we get it. You made the freaking what was it? It was Guardians of the Galaxy. And did he do Suicide Squad? I can't remember. Let me pull it up. Yeah, like, we get it. We get it, dude. We get it. We get it. We get it. Yeah, you've had some successful movies, but shut the hell up. Like, please, for the love of God, shut up. So he's got Superman, he's got Guardians of the Galaxy, Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Let's see. Slither, Scooby-Doo 2, Dawn of the Dead, that was decent. Let's see. Yeah, like, we get it. You've got some wins under your belt, bruh. But calm down. See, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, when you look at all of these movies that he made, look at all of this shit. He was still humble. He was still humble with all of these movies, right? I'm gonna tell you when he lost his mind. This is when he lost his mind right here. When he did Guardians of the Galaxy, the success of that movie. Then you had Guardians of the Galaxy 2. You got Suicide Squad. Then you got Guardians of the Galaxy 3. See, that's when he lost his mind. That's when he started smelling his own shit. Like, that's when he started really just, oh, I'm the shit now. Like, no, bruh. No. I'm sorry. No, you should have stayed humble. You should have stayed humble. So now what's amazing to me is, like, somebody was on the internet talking about when they brought James Gunn in because they wanted to reboot the DCU, Rock thought he was going to take over the DCU. So I'm like, okay, so one douchebag didn't take over, another douchebag did. Like, what's your point? Now, like, they're acting like James Gunn taking over DC is better than The Rock taking over DC. Like, okay, we traded one asshole's vision of the DC universe for another asshole's vision of the DC universe. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And look, I'm going to tell you the truth. Right? at the end of the day, when it comes to all of this shit, all of this shit was doomed to fail the moment they decided to give Henry Cavill the axe. The moment they decided to give Henry Cavill the axe, I knew it was done. I knew it was a wrap then. I said, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I knew that they were headed downhill when they decided they wasn't going to keep Henry Cavill, and when they had the Flash running like this. I knew it was over. When I saw the Flash running like that, I said, oh, they done. They cooked. It's a wrap. When I saw the Flash running like a flaming fairy, I knew it was over. I said, it's done. It's a wrap, bruh. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And I don't even want to show you, bro. Go back and look at that movie and look at how his feet while he's running, bruh. Go back and look at his feet while he's running, fam. I'm talking about the scene where he saved a girl, where he ran out of his shoes and shit. Go, bruh. Oh my God, bruh. That had to be, oh my God, bruh. I felt uncomfortable watching it. I felt uncomfortable watching it, bruh. I'm sitting there in the movie theater like, what the hell is this Peter Pan ass shit? Bro, I was mad, fam. The only reason I even went to see that movie, and bruh, let me tell you something. The tragedy of the Flash movie is we got to see OG Batman. But OG Batman is attached to that bullshit. Bruh, we got to see OG Michael Keaton Batman. But it's attached to that bullshit. It's attached to the ice skating Flash and super feminist Supergirl. I could have did without that shit too. Am I the only one? Just answer this question for me. Am I the only one that Supergirl shit at the end rubbed me the wrong way? Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Am I the only one that felt like that was DC's version of Captain Marvel? Said, I cried when I seen Nicolas Cage Superman. Oh my God. The fact that they even took that seriously. The fact that they even put that in there, bruh. I'm like, seriously, this is what we doing? So you want to make that shit canon? Like, what? This is what we doing? Says Supergirl rarely speak. She was a let's just put it this way. We wouldn't want no whole movie of that. I wish I could say the word up here. I'll just put it this way. It starts with a C. Like, bruh. And keep in mind, that wasn't even Supergirl. That was Superwoman. See, in that universe, she came to Earth instead of Kal-El. So in that universe, she was Superman's replacement. Now I want you to keep this in mind. I want you to keep this in mind because this is where this is bullshit, right? Now she was being held, like her ship crashed in a different area, so the government found her and kept her in contained with a thing that mimicked the red sun or whatever, right? If you seen Flashpoint Paradox, you know that was still supposed to be Kal-El. If you seen Flashpoint Paradox, you know that was still supposed to be Kal-El. What pisses me off about this is they took shit from Flashpoint Paradox just enough for the movie to look like Flashpoint Paradox, but none of the good shit. They could have literally had Michael Keaton be Bruce Wayne's father, just like in Flashpoint Paradox, where instead of Bruce's parents losing their life, Bruce is the one that lost his life. They could have literally had him be Thomas Wayne. That shit would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. I'm talking about Thomas Wayne with the guns and the bat symbol with the red in it. They could have had Aquaman in that movie. They could have had Wonder Woman in that movie. They could have had the two of them going to war with each other, just like in Flashpoint Paradox. Bro, they could have, fam. This shit would have been legendary. This shit would have been legendary. But they do what they always do. They do what they always do. They don't know how to do anything except screw up. That's all they know how to do. That's all they know how to do, man. Now, in the Superman movie, I liked Mr. Terrific. And I think they're going to make a Mr. Terrific movie. But here's where the problem comes in. You know the reason why they didn't screw up Mr. Terrific? Because they don't think anybody cares about Mr. Terrific. See, this is what you got to realize about superhero movies. The only time a superhero movie is going to be good is if it's a character that mainstream media and Hollywood thinks nobody cares about. This is the reason why Blade was good, which really launched all of this shit. This is the reason why the first Iron Man, the first Captain America, the first Thor, this is the reason why those movies were good, because they didn't think anybody cared about those characters. Truth be told, the average person didn't really know those characters, just us comic book fans. This is the reason why they fucked up the Hulk movie. Okay? Because they know everybody knows who Hulk is. Same thing with Spider-Man. Same thing with Superman. Same thing with Batman. They are going to always screw up the characters that everybody likes the most. And the reason why is them knowing that everybody likes those characters. Instead of them just sticking to the source material, you're going to have some douchebag director that wants to give you his vision of what this person was. Just like Christopher Nolan in that god-awful fucking trilogy talking about I wanted Batman to be more realistic. It's a fucking comic book, you jackass. It's not supposed to be realistic. It's a dude in a bat suit that jumps off of buildings. That's not realistic, bruh. What he did is he turned Batman into Gotham SVU. Ain't nobody care about that goofy ass shit, bruh. And that's the main reason why in the Dark Knight, that's the reason why Batman couldn't do nothing with the Joker. That's why he couldn't do nothing with him. Because in that movie, the Joker is acting like a comic book character. And Batman in that movie is like a fucking cop that decided to put on a damn bat suit. Like, fuck out of here with that goofy ass shit, bro. Gotham didn't even look like Gotham. It looked like Chicago. Shit is corny. And then you got dudes jumping in my comment section talking about that trilogy was awesome. Let me tell you something. If you think the Batman trilogy was awesome, if you think Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy was awesome, you are no true Batman fan. I don't give a damn what you say. You are not a true Batman fan. Period. Point blank, period. I know it was Chicago. I did a whole, bro, I got a video back in the day that I did. I did a video back in the day. I don't even know where the video is at. I don't even know if I got it saved or anything. But I did a video, and the video was called Top 10 Reasons Christopher Nolan's Batman Sucks. And let me tell you something. That video was legendary. I broke that shit down to the molecule. In fact, let me see if I got it saved. I doubt if I got it saved on this computer. I doubt if I got it saved on this computer, but we'll give it a try. Let's see. Yeah, I might have to go through my I gotta go through my other hard drives. I gotta go through my other hard drives so I can find it. Here's one of them right here. get in it. See if we can get in it. See, I got hard drives that need to be recovered. Yeah, it's not gonna let me get in it. It's not gonna let me get in it. I might have to take this joint to Geek Squad or something. Yeah, that shit ain't gonna let me get into it. L Rack said, big fan, will you start doing long form content? Did he really just come in here and ask me if I'm gonna start doing long form content? See, that right there, let me show y'all something. See this message right here? This message right here is proof of why I don't have thousands of people watching me when I go live. I don't know what's going on with people. I don't know if people just don't comprehend or whatever, but it's mad people that just watch my YouTube shorts. It's like it never occurs to them, you know what, let me click on his name and go to his channel and see what else he has on his channel. Like, he's literally asking me, will I start doing long form content? My friend, I've been doing long form content for 10 years. 10. Shit is crazy. Let's see. Do y'all know if they do that or not? Do they do that at Best Buy? Like, do they recover if you take some hard drives to them, do they recover shit for you? because I got a couple hard drives. I need some shit recovered. I think they do file recovery, if I'm not mistaken. Leon said, for a vote for Pedro joke about Pedro Pascal. Yeah, I know that shit is hilarious. That's what you said, computer repair store. That's what Geek Squad is. But anyway, shout out to everybody that came through and hung out with me. We've been on here 3 hours. We about to get up out of here. Salute to everybody that came through. Shout out to all the sponsors of the show. I definitely appreciate you guys for coming through, showing love as always. Shout out to Carell, my man Burnell. Shout out to Lotus Flower. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Shout out to everybody that contributed. Y'all already know what it is, man. We're going to get up out of here. Make sure you guys go check out my book, The Angryman Standard, which is available on Amazon. All you got to do is type it in the search bar and it will come up on Amazon. You feel me? Go check that out. Also, if you want to check out the merchandise, all you have to do is go to shopBinoNation.com. Again, that's shopBinoNation.com. Or you can click the link on the screen. Other than that, man, salute to everybody. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to get up out of here and holler at y'all later. Deuces.
Nation!